FGOTY, which is the Field Guide Association of Southern Africa, presents Safari Guide of the Year 2022. My name is David Batsoffen, and together with FGOTY, I present In Conversation With. And today we are chatting to the co-founder of Wild Earth, that's Emily Wallington. Emily, good morning. Welcome to you.
Good morning, David.
Where do we find you this morning?
I'm in England, in the English countryside. Yeah, in Wiltshire.
Very, very nice. What's the weather like there today?
It's actually remarkably good. I know, honestly, we haven't lived here for very long. We moved away from South Africa last year and we were expecting much worse weather, but it's really been quite lovely and sunny for most of the time, so we're happy.
Now, we've got a big event coming up at the end of the month. You've got a big event coming up this week because it's the Platinum Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth.
It is, yeah. So from today, it's a bank holiday here in England all the way through to Monday. And there's street parties and Union Jack bunting and all manner of things going on here. So it's very, very festive.
Great. Well, Safari Guide of the Year is certainly going to be different from the festivities that you're experiencing. Now, Wild Earth has been around since 2006. You've been with Safari Guide of the Year for several years now. Why have you, in what capacity will you be involved this year?
So Wild Earth is responsible for the media event for Safari Guide of the Year, which basically means that we broadcast a 1-hour live award ceremony at the end, where we go through all the different heats that the competitors had to compete in, who won each one, and then, you know, the final crowning of Safari Guide of the Year. So we are responsible for that, and we partnered with Canon, who are sponsoring the event. Yeah, that's basically our thing. It'll be on our television channel, on DSTV in South Africa, and also around the world.
That's DSTV 183, channel 183, if I remember correctly.
DSTV channel 183.
Why have you once again chosen to align your brand with Safari Guide of the Year?
I think that Safari Guide of the Year is critical. It's a very important profession that is not really given as much credit as it should be. Safari guides basically make or break, you know, people's experience when they come into nature in Africa from overseas and from South Africa. And it's a very important profession, and the guides are critical. And so we wanted to celebrate this profession and put it on our channel and into Wild Earth. And align with them, just to show how important we think it is. And of course, you know, our channel is all about experiences in nature, and that of course is led by a professional host, a guide. And so a guide is critical for allowing our virtual guests to have a great experience in nature as well, which is really why we've aligned.
I have to say that people don't realize how hard it is to do a 3-hour game drive live on TV when there's sometimes nothing to see, and you've got to keep your audience or your, inverted commas, virtual guests entertained. So I doff my proverbial safari hat to your presenters, because they can fill a hole like nobody I've seen before.
Yeah, well, yeah, and especially as you don't see your guests sitting in the back of the vehicle. You know, we've got the largest game drive vehicle in the world. We have millions on our game drive. It is harder. You know, you don't see people's reactions. You don't, you know, see, are they enjoying themselves? Are they bored? But it is helped by the fact that it's not just one guide taking the 3-hour safari. We have a number of different vehicles in different places. And so we swap between them depending on, you know, what stories they've got in each place. Also, there's questions. So we allow our viewers to send in questions via Twitter or email. And we have a director who's in the ear of the guide talking, and a lot of the narrative is driven around what the viewers want to know about specific sightings, and so that helps the guides a lot too.
Great stuff. Now, you mentioned the industry being, I don't want to say the Cinderella of tourism, but often the guides are ignored. They're just seen as a driver who's there to say, look, it's a tree, look, it's a leopard, that type of thing. But I was chatting to a particular guide recently, and he said, you don't know you've been with a good guide until you've been with a good guide. And I think that's what Safari Guide of the Year does. And in conjunction with you putting it out on your media channels. It makes guests aware of what is out there and what can be achieved by these young men, young and not so young, men and women who have turned this from what was several years ago just a gap year while they decided what they wanted to do into a proper profession. And they should be seen and honored as such.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. As I said earlier, it makes or breaks your experience,
Yeah.
and they hold the country and the continent's flag high. You know, it is them that is going out there into the world and representing Africa. You know, and the wild animals is really truly one of Africa's blessings, and I think you can't really enjoy that experience without that host who is your connection to nature and your connection to the animals. And we always say on Wild Earth and Safari Live that you only really have a good virtual game drive if the guide is showing emotion. So if the reason live works so well is that you're all seeing the animal for the first time together. And if the guide gets really excited, oh, wow, look at the hyena babies coming out the den, you can really connect to that hyena baby. You can really connect to that clam because you're living it through that guide who is there. And that is really your only chance of connecting is through that guide. And so it's critical for us.
And finally, Emily, words of encouragement for the finalists?
Well, firstly, congratulations on getting this far. I think it's an absolutely amazing. I mean, the amount of people that apply to be involved and to have been whittled down to the last 5, I think, is an incredible achievement. So congratulations and good luck. I mean, I have never been there, actually, even though we have been filming for the last few years there. Unfortunately, I have never made it there yet, but my crew were there and they said it's an incredibly great event. It's camaraderie, the feeling of togetherness and celebration for the industry is great. So have fun, you know, don't be nervous, have fun, enjoy yourselves. And yeah, I hope it's a week to remember and good luck.
My guest today has been Emily Wallington, who is co-founder of Wild Earth TV. Emily, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. Enjoy your week of celebration there. Sorry we won't be seeing you at Safari Guide of the Year this year, but perhaps somewhere down the line.
Thanks very much, David. It was great to be here.